Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're looking at a fresh update that feels way more real than your typical family content online. This time, it's all about Josie and what she calls her first flight as a family of 6. But instead of a smooth, perfectly curated travel vlog, what we're actually getting is something far more chaotic, honest, and unexpectedly entertaining. It's the kind of update that doesn't try to hide anything, and because of that, it ends up feeling a lot more engaging than something polished ever could be. So let's get right into it. What makes this moment stand out right away is how different it feels compared to the usual tone of her content. Most of the time, Josie shares moments that still feel structured. Family routines, motherhood updates, and those calm, well-framed snapshots that look intentional and put together. But here, that structure slowly disappears. Instead of control, what we see is movement, reactions, and moments unfolding in real time. It doesn't feel like something planned from start to finish. It feels like something happening as it goes, and that shift alone changes how the entire video comes across. And that difference shows up immediately in the airport scenes. One of the first moments captures Josie standing in what looks like a check-in or security area, holding baby Brooks while surrounded by everything that comes with traveling with multiple kids, bags, luggage, movement, and constant attention being pulled in different directions. She's wearing that matching yellow striped set, which visually ties everything together. But beyond that, nothing about the moment feels styled. It's busy, slightly overwhelming, and very clearly real. Right next to her, Willow and Hazel are already reacting in completely different ways. One of them brings immediate energy into the scene. Wide eyes, hands covering her mouth, almost like she's trying to process everything happening around her at once. The other stands a little more calmly, just watching, taking everything in. That contrast alone says a lot, because it shows how even within the same moment, every child experiences it differently. And instead of smoothing those reactions out, the video keeps them front and center. As the clips continue, the reality show feeling becomes more noticeable. Not because of heavy editing, but because of how the moments are selected and placed together. There are quick transitions, close-ups, and small details like backpacks, strollers, and shifting locations that make everything feel layered and fast-paced. It doesn't simplify the experience. It shows how everything overlaps at once, and that's exactly what gives it that chaotic energy. Then the setting shifts into the airplane, and while the pace slows slightly, the authenticity doesn't change. One of the most memorable moments is Miles sitting in his seat under that dim blue cabin lighting, looking completely unsure of what's going on. His expression says everything: curiosity, confusion, maybe even a bit of shock. It's one of those small, quiet moments that doesn't need any explanation, because it already tells the story on its own. Not long after that, we see Kelton trying to manage things mid-flight, and this is where the video leans even further into its real-life tone. He looks tired, possibly a bit overwhelmed, adjusting himself while holding Miles on his lap. There's no attempt to hide it or make it look easier than it is. It's just there, captured as it happens. And that's exactly what makes it relatable, because it's the kind of moment that doesn't usually make it into more polished content. As the sequence moves forward, we go back into the movement of travel again. Josie is seen navigating through the airport while carrying Brooks in a baby carrier, managing luggage, and keeping everything together at once. Brooks is holding onto a stuffed toy, which adds a softer, almost comforting detail in the middle of everything happening. Meanwhile, Willow and Hazel stay close, moving alongside her, and you can see how much coordination it actually takes to manage a moment like this. It's not just about getting from one place to another, it's about keeping everything moving at the same time. And that's where the caption quietly ties everything together. These are the days. It's simple, but it completely reframes the entire video. Instead of focusing on how hectic or exhausting the situation might be, it turns those moments into something meaningful, something worth remembering exactly as they are. Not perfect, not controlled, but real. When you look at the comments, it's clear that people immediately connected with that tone. A lot of viewers describe the video as funny, chaotic, even iconic, But there's also a strong pattern in how people react to the authenticity. Some say it feels like real life instead of typical Instagram content, while others point out how relatable it is to see a family navigating something like this without everything being smoothed out. There's also a lot of curiosity coming from viewers. Questions about who's filming, how everything is being managed behind the scenes, and how they're keeping everything together in the middle of all that movement. That kind of engagement usually means people aren't just watching, they're trying to understand the moment more deeply. Even brands join in, reacting to how it's being handled, which shows that the post is reaching beyond just casual viewers. What makes this update even stronger is how it connects back to the earlier moments Josie shared. The quieter scenes, the kids drawing, the packing, the calm preparation at home, those felt controlled and steady. But once the travel actually begins, everything shifts. The environment changes, the pace picks up, and suddenly every reaction matters more. Willow's expressions, Hazel's calm presence, Miles trying to process everything, and Brooks just being carried through it all. They each add a different layer to the same experience. And that's really where the strength of this content comes from. It doesn't try to present a perfect version of the moment. It doesn't edit out the unpredictable parts. Instead, it embraces them and builds the story around them. The chaos isn't something to hide. It becomes the reason people keep watching. At the end of the day, this isn't just about a flight. It's about what it actually looks like when a growing family steps into a new situation where everything happens at once. Kids reacting, parents adjusting, plans moving in real time. There's no filter trying to smooth it out, no edit trying to make it look easier than it is. Just moments, layered together, exactly as they happen. So overall, this update feels like a shift, not in what's being shared, but in how it's being shown. It's more immediate, more relatable, and ultimately more engaging because of that honesty. But now I want to hear from you. Do you enjoy this kind of real, chaotic, almost reality-style content? Or do you still prefer the more polished and aesthetic updates? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like content like this where we break things down and really look at what's happening behind the scenes, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next update.